Yo, yes, ma'am. I'm yo, this YouTube is different, but it is all good. We're gonna make it work. We switched over to YouTube because it's a better format, cleaner look, easier for people who don't have Facebook to go ahead and hop on and really kind of talk about just an easier transfer and to make sure that everybody can have access. I was reaching out, people were hitting me in my inbox like, yo, Jay, like I don't rock with Facebook. And I'm like, I gotta respect that. Because some people don't do social media and some people don't like Facebook, Instagram, all that. So it's just a little bit easier with YouTube. So we're going to migrate over from Facebook Live to YouTube Live, and we're just going to keep it rocking and rolling like we have been doing. Appreciate once again all you guys tuning in for this, best practices session. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and talk about a hot button topic, the Rona, row, whatever you want to call her, the COVID-19, about the actual name, and just some things that you can do to keep, what's going on, D? What's the word, man? Yeah, we're going to really get into just some simple things, that you can do to kind of move on with this whole I'm trapped mindset, right? Because we're going to talk specifically about fitness. We're going to talk about specifically about health, nutrition, things that you can do in order for you. Yo, what's good, D Nice? So we're definitely going to get into it today. And please ask any questions, on this is a good point of reference for us to just come and get better together. Ask questions and do what we need to do in order for us to get better together. So we're going to start off with COVID-19. It has really kind of crippled our nation. It's hurt our economy. We've closed down schools. I know a few days back, I don't know everybody else out there, but a few days back in Virginia specifically, they closed down schools for the rest of the year. So a lot of parents now are scrambling, trying to find babysitters, trying to find daycare, and people who have school-age kids are trying to make sure their kids have their work that they need to do to continue out to the year. It is a complete and new territory for us, so we just got to make sure that we're doing and check on your people, right? Like stay at home, do the smart thing. This virus is very, very easy to transmit. And they were saying that in January and February timeframe, that if you had the flu, there's a possibility or there's, a chance that you could have had the COVID-19 virus and not even know it. That happened to my daughter. We said that she already got over the Rona, but, she most likely had it from her symptoms from not being able to taste, not being able to really smell, to having a fever for 6 days, which is kind of unprecedented with just a normal flu, right? So, all those things out there, we just got to make sure, we're being smart, keeping our social distance. All we're trying to do is flatten the curve. We're not going to be able to stop it. As Dr. Fauci is, thank God for Dr. Fauci, who is the voice of reason in all this, who says that we're not going to be able to stop it, but we're definitely going to be able to flatten the curve, right? Because the pandemic is spreading. Look at New York right now. It's crazy up there. New York is really, struggling. I mean, any of the large cities, that have a lot of per capita for people, it can happen to anybody. So you got to be careful. You got to be safe. And, just make sure that you're keeping your social distance. So with that being said, from the health and fitness aspect, I've got a couple of questions out there that have reached out to me about specifically talking about, first of all, what in the world am I going to do all day now that I am at home and I'm working from home? So let's go ahead and discuss that, right? So working from home and keeping everything lined up is going to be essential for you to keeping the pounds off. Keep your schedule. Make a schedule. If I can't say this enough, I got to say it 50, 60, the most important thing that you have. Like when you're regularly going to work, you're getting up at a certain time, eating breakfast, getting to work. You have your routine, you go throughout your day, you eat lunch, you hit the afternoon, and then after the afternoon, you're going into, you maybe go off and go to the gym, come home, cook. You have a routine. But when you're stuck at home or you're in quarantine or you're limiting by your social distance, you really don't have that ability to do that. So what makes it very difficult here in this type of time frame is keeping a routine. So my suggestion first, in order on the health and fitness side, is routine. If you don't have one, write one out for your kids and your significant other. So that way, when you are really, really locked in, you can go ahead and say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at 6 a.m. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do my exercise in the morning. At 7, I'm going to have my breakfast, and always keep that schedule, because what happens is if you don't keep the schedule, you're going to get up whenever, you're going to just randomly eat, you're going to randomly, not be productive because you don't really have a schedule. If you're working from home, take, your 3 hours in the morning or 4 hours in the morning, take a break, do what you need to do, hit it for another 3 hours or so in the afternoon, and then call it a day. If you have the ability to do that, it's going to be very important, for you to keep that schedule. Keeping that schedule will be essential for keeping those pounds off. So now that we've established our schedule, now we can talk about exercise, right? So gyms are closed. That's just what it is. Gyms are closed right now. It sucks. This is new territory for a lot of people. But at the same time, that does not give you an excuse not to train. There's so many things that you can do. Outside is not off limits. Social distancing means keeping yourself away from others. Doesn't mean you can't go outside in your neighborhood, in your area, and calisthenics. There are so many other things that you can do with bands and things like that. Today, for example, we got a workout in, and we used one that was on my Fitbit watch. It allowed us to go in, keep our heart rate very elevated over 135, 140, pretty much the whole workout. And we were really able to lock in on that time for about 45 minutes. And what we were able to do, we used all body weight. We did push-ups, we did planks, we did burpees. We also did some, core work. We did high knees. We make sure we got our heart rate up. And then we went outside right in front of our neighborhood and ran up and down the street, just to get some, LinkedIn cardio in, came back up and then did another 10-minute ab routine. We were drenched in sweat. It's not our usual, it's not a bodybuilding workout, but what it is a maintenance workout. And the most important thing that you can do is do something. Your muscle memory is just not going to go away. In a month or so, when everything kind of, hopefully everything goes back to normal, everything goes back down, you'll be able to get right back in there, right? And then really lock it in as far as going back to the gym. But as of right now, you need to utilize what you have. Do not make excuses. Oh, the gym is closed, I can't work out. There's always the ability to do something. Whether you buy some $20 bands from Amazon, whether you do a calisthenic workout, whether you have, a lot of people don't have a home gym. So some people are fortunate enough to have that. But if you don't have a home gym, that's okay. What space do you have at home? Do you have bands? Would you prefer, to use just a body weight? Would you prefer do you have dumbbells, lighter dumbbells, heavier dumbbells? And what that allows me to do is go in there and make an individualized plan for them so that they don't really have any excuses. It is not going to be the same at the gym. It's not. I'm just going to be 100%. You're not going to be able to squat rack and get under 315. You're not going to be able to get on bench press and lift heavy or heavy dumbbells or things like that. You're not going to be able to do that to the gym. You're not going to have a real trouble falling back in line. Everything won't be perfect. You're not going to be able to, like I said, lift heavy. There won't be a lot of time under tension under a lot of things. And I completely understand that. That's frustrating. But what are you going to do? Not work out? So, you got to really make sure that you have a plan and make a 45-minute routine that, in your calisthenics and your plyometrics and the things that you can do in order for you to keep your heart rate up, keep your muscles engaged, and keep on getting at least a pump, from those particular exercises. And I'm telling you, you can ask any of my athletes now that are training. They really understand that those band workouts. I had one of my athletes threatened me this morning that they would rather be in the gym than do the band workouts because they're difficult, right? They cause isometric tension on specific areas. And they're really difficult because you really don't have a break. You're not walking around, you're going on right to the next exercise. So they're difficult. There's no excuse. You don't, if you don't have bands, you can do, of course, the push-ups, the sit-ups, the burpees, the bicycle kicks, the flutter kicks. I mean, I could just go ahead and, name quite a few things there. You can do dips. You can do step-ups if you have steps. You just have to make things work for you and make things work. And don't get so depressed with the fact that, sure, it sucks. The gym is closed, but at the same time, your mind will follow, your body will follow, your mind. So if your mind and you really put forth effort in your workout, then you're really going to have a good workout, and you're just going to have to make up what you don't have in the form of being at the gym. So make a routine, put some things together that lasts about 45 minutes. Do that like you would normally do, between how many times you work out, whether that be 3 times a week or whether that be 6 times a week. Sure, it gets repetitive. So you may want to try to throw some things in there that really, really are going to, kind of mix things up. So what I'll do is on the website, I will on Team Best Fit and Design. That's your guy. That's my man, 100 grand. But going back to that, I really, I'm going to start putting like different workouts that you can do on the website, putting in our blogs, and go to those blogs and see just some different workouts that you can come up with that will last you during that time period. And then we'll keep rocking and rolling for there. And then, also too, we're going to be able to have dialogue back and forth here at the end, once we get there, to get some ideas and spark some ideas from everybody else. So that takes care of the workout portion. Make sure that you're working out still. It's not going to be the same as the gym. So don't even have that in your mentality. Don't even have that in your mindset. Just make sure that you're doing something for muscle maintenance. The important thing that if you don't take away anything else tonight, take away muscle maintenance is what we're trying to hold until we can get back under those heavy weights. I miss dead and heavy. I miss, squatting and benching, as a power lifter, and just getting that hypertrophy as a body composition. But we are in a dire situation now where people are getting infected, people are dying. So we got to flatten that curve. But in order to maintain our strength and maintain our muscle, also too, a big thing, don't get off your supplements. Your supplements are still going to run. Stay on your creatine, stay on your BCAAs, stay on your protein, stay on your other supplements, so because what ends up happening is that if you get off your supplement, keep on eating your food. People are like, oh, I'm not in the gym, I'm going to get flat, I'm going to get small. No, that's not necessarily the case. Keep on your supplements, keep doing your workouts, and you'll be fine. You'll go right back to the gym. You will see a slight maybe decline in strength for maybe a couple of weeks, and then as soon as your body gets normal, back under that time under tension, you'll be good to go, and you can rock with it. So no issue at all. So keep taking your supplements, keep training. Also to remember, far as water, your water intake needs, you should not be drinking water. I mean, it just doesn't make sense because your body is used to drinking a certain amount of water. And even though you're not moving, make sure that you're taking in the adequate amount of water that you've normally been taking in. And also, too, if you're working from home, at that last 10-minute mark, get up and walk around the house. You know what I mean? Even if it's in a circle, even if it's walking and pacing back and forth, it's just getting your body moving again. Because if you're Netflixing all day, you're in front of your computer all day, you become lethargic and your metabolism slows down. And that's when you start packing on the pounds. So let's talk about the food. So your meal should be staying the same. If you've been meal prepping, continue to meal prep. It's not really, something that you need to change up, or now you're going to the grocery store. Now, there are things that have been limited. All of a sudden now everybody's a health freak. Everybody's eating the ground turkey. Everybody is eating lean cuts of meat and brown rice. It's kind of strange, but if that's good, to your meal plan. So what I've done for my athletes is they tell me what they have, you know what I mean, and what they're able to get their hands on, and we kind of make the diet plan from there. I break down, the resting metabolic rate, and then we look at exactly what they'll be expending throughout the day. And then once we get that, and we calculate all of those things, then we come up with a meal plan that's going to work for them, work for their body, work for their exercise plan that they have, and then work for their timeline throughout the day. So all of those things are, super, super important to making sure that you're keeping that weight off, keeping your body the way it should be, and keeping in prime condition. So, get the food, get healthy food, leave the snacks at home, because it's very easy to go in the pantry, grab some food, and you're not even hungry. You're eating out of boredom, right? You're not used to being in the house, especially if you're an extrovert. You like to be out there. You like to be social. You like to be moving around. And this is maybe causing a little bit of depression, honestly. And that's okay. But what you can end up doing is coming back and being smart by what? Sticking to the schedule that we talked about initially when we came in. So sticking to the schedule is going to be very, very important. And it goes back to your food, right? So if you were eating 4 to 5 meals a day, it's going to take, here's my schedule. I know I feel that I'm bored, but I'm really trying to get back to make sure that once you have all that locked down and you have your schedule good to go, then you're not going to be able to be snacking in between, eating out of boredom, doing things that you don't need to be doing as far as eating, drinking, just random things. So that'll help in the schedule. Like I said, if you don't take anything else away, just make sure that you have that schedule. So going back to the food, make sure that you're continuing to meal prep the same. That's going to be highly important. And then once you have your meal prep, keep your meal times of that you're eating the same. And then you'll be fine. Leave the snacking to a minimum, and also make sure, as we said before, that water is there, because the water will help as well to flush things out. And also, too, at that last 10 minutes of the day, 10 minutes of the hour, make sure that you walk around, even if you got to pace, if you walk outside. And it's okay to go outside. It is absolutely okay. Just keep social distance from your neighbors. But if you want to walk down the street and walk back, or run down the street and run back, those things are fine. You're still keeping your social distance, but you just want to make sure that, you definitely are getting outside and getting that blood pumping, because your sanity starts in the mind. So if you have a schedule, if you don't think that the world is coming to an end, if you don't think, you start having all these things, turn the news off, make sure you stay aware of what's going on. But, you don't need to have the news on 24 hours a day, because it's going to start to go in your mind that it's, hey, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better, and, you just want to make sure that you start understanding that your mind is a powerful weapon. So if you watch that news all day, you're really not going to feel like working out. So turn the news off, watch it in the morning. Maybe you want to catch some articles on your phone during lunchtime, and then some in the evening. But it doesn't need to be something that's 24/7, because your mind and your cognitive recognition is going to start to be like, you know what, all this is going on, I really don't feel like working out. So the power comes in the mind, and then once the mind is locked in, the body will follow. So it goes back to setting that alarm, keeping your schedule, making sure that your meals are prepped, making sure that you're getting your water intake, making sure that your supplements are all good to go, and, making sure that you have a, good exercise plan going forward. And that means planning it out. That's going to take some time of the day before to plan out how tomorrow is going to look. That's what I do. I'm like, hey, I need to get this, and this done for work. And I need to go ahead and make sure that, we get our workouts in, which we've been doing in the evening. I usually run, or try to run with my dog in the morning. And then that way I'm keeping active. And then, like I said, that's 10 minutes or 5 minutes of every hour. Walk around, get up, move around the house, because you're going to start to go stir crazy. So it starts in the mind. And then I understand the fact that creatine, and other supplements that you're taking, don't stop them. You know what I mean? There's no scientific evidence out there because you're doing a calisthenic workout, because you're doing a plyometric workout, that all of a sudden, creatine is going to, not do anything. No, you want to keep all your supplements in, and you want to continue on the same routine. And then come when this lifted, end of April, early May, hopefully, and we're back training, then everything will go back to the same. You may notice, a couple of weeks of a little bit of loss of strength just because of that, but your muscle memory will come back. You'll pull the trigger, and you will be good. I promise you that. And then you'll be good to go. So I'm going to open up the floor. We probably got about maybe 4 or 5 minutes left. If you guys have any questions for me about specific things that you can do to maybe help curb your appetite, things you can do as far as exercise-wise, how's everybody doing out there with the quarantine and being away from the gym. So please, this is the time, to go out and please ask any questions, and please, keep the dialogue coming, because this is just as much as more for you guys than anything else. It's just learning and getting better together. So, to wrap up everything, and please, like to have the questions coming in the chat box. Biggest thing at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we are doing everything to challenge our mind, to make sure that we can move forward from this. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of probability of things that could happen, may not happen, should happen. But as of right now, the gym is closed. So make sure that is prepped. Make sure that your water intake is good to go. Make sure that you continue your supplements. Make sure that you come up with an exercise routine. Have a schedule. That is going to be the biggest help that I can tell for anybody. Write out a schedule for like tonight. If you got things to do tomorrow, write out a schedule or put out, a calendar on your phone, however you want to keep up with it, and then execute that schedule. That will help you understand what you need to do in terms of eating. That will help you understand, as far as work that you have to do if you're working from home. That'll also give a schedule for your kids. He takes the afternoon. I try to do what I can in the morning with him, and that's what's been working for us. Everybody's different. I'm not here to say what's right, wrong, or indifferent, but having a schedule I know is going to be the quintessential factor of you being successful and trying to keep these pounds off, not eating out of boredom. Keep the snacks at a minimum, because if the snacks are in the house, you're most likely going to eat them, and that's just what it is. So just make sure you understand that piece, and being able to, come up with that schedule and stick to it. Not easy, right? But we understand that, but it starts in the mind, and you being able to go ahead and put that on a schedule. And that's it, man. Yep, exactly. Stay consistent, and, always with the info, bro, always. And definitely thank D Nice once again. Done Right Design. He definitely check out the new website up there. Of course, I got that on the new bleed hat. We loving it. Doing a lot of different things merchandise wise. JJ's come up with some new merchandise that we're going to try to get out there, some stickers and everything else. So making that entrepreneur out of him already. But you guys stay safe out there. You guys continue to train, continue to do what you can. Don't really make excuses, because at the end of the day, it's going to be your body, it's your temple, and on Team Best, we don't make excuses. Like I said, we're going to start to try reaching out with blogs. If you got any questions, hit me up on Facebook and the DM and Instagram. You guys do that all the time, so no issues there. Just wanted to kind of address the coronavirus, COVID-19, and just, keeping everybody in a positive mindset, because it's really, spreading fast, and it could get depressing. It could take you out of your zone. But if you're not physically scheduled, make a schedule, and then everything else will follow suit. So if there are not any questions, if you do have any, please leave them at the bottom. I always go back a little later and check those if you come up with some later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as we always do on this team, you better bleed, baby, for your results. All right, you guys take care and be safe out there. Peace.